Don't want to actually go down the ladder, or the stairs there, but let's just open that up, get a heal berry, and then go back to the other room there. Let's talk to this guy. Clumsy fool. So, you want me to jump down there to find another guy who's probably critically injured? Sure. They did say Ashley was suicidal after all. Yeah, see how that one was white? That means I could have avoided that. 2 bullets, huh? Well, I'll just show this off so I can explain some things here. That's the runaway command. This changes parties. Yes, you can change your party members in battle. Final Fantasy X was not the first game to do this. That's auto battle. You can make it so you only do normal attacks, have the character act based on an AI script that the developers programmed in for said character, or manually choose them. I never used that except for one situation. Change your equipment in battle, which is pretty cool. And ignore that. I'll get into that later. Items, self-explanatory. That's the guard command. Cuts all damage in half that you take for that turn. And this is your original powers. Now, you see the FP cost of 6 for shot weapon? Now, when you have 6 FP, you can use it. Again, you gain FP by damaging enemies, taking damage, or dodging attacks, or using a mini carrot or full carrot. Now, the powers on the left here do not actually cost the FP. This is why it's not really MP. Instead, you just need to have the required FP to use the ability. It never actually costs anything. But you see the 7/7? That means he has 7 bullets out of 7 total bullets remaining. So yeah, he has ammo for his abilities, which is kind of weird. Now these things cost 25, 50, 75, and 100. Keep in mind I said cost. These actually take the amount of FP that they need. So, for instance, Accelerator here, you have to have 25 FP to use it, and you lose 25 FP when you use it. Accelerator makes you automatically go first, so it's pretty good. You select that, and then you choose any command you want. The problem with it is Ashley's already fast, a pretty fast character, so it's got limited use. But I'll just cut the rest of this battle and meet you back on the map there. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you, don't level up past level 3. Basically, if you get past level 3, you'll actually end up hurting yourself. I know that's strange to say, but it's true. Well, anyway, I guess it's time for Ashley to commit suicide! Okay, let's talk to this guy. No, he's dead. Oh, absolutely. All RPG characters can survive falls of infinite heights. What? Makes no sense. Why does he say whoa from throwing his own knife? The translation in this game is relatively poor. Okay, we get our first tool. Now each character has a set tool that they can use. Well, many tools they can use. Basically, you hit the start button, and you can select an on-screen character and the tool you want them to be set with. So, hit the square button, you can throw knives with Ashley. They're useful for hitting switches. Now when you come up against a ledge, you go into this state, you hit X, you drop down. Alternatively, you can just run and you'll drop down automatically. Gotta be careful with that though, because you might drop down to a place you can't get back up to without going all the way around or something. Get another heal berry there, that's always nice. You'll get used to the awkward run. Trust me. They finally fixed it in Wild Arms 4, but it took them forever. A lot of people don't like Wild Arms 4. I don't know why. Alright, we got to level 2. That's pretty good. Just checking the experience I need, so I can be sure not to get up to level 3. Because the boss will always level you up, and that's not good if you're at level 3. There is another enemy in here called the Sturge. It's a bat enemy. You can encounter a group of 3 of them, and that's really no good. You might want to run from that. They can drain your HP and absorb it into them. We want to go to the right here. Go east. And yeah, that's really no good. They steal about 10 HP and recover their HP. Got a heal berry there. And they're faster than you too. Now if you try to walk this way, that'll fall, you'll fall down, and you'll have to go back. That's why there's another path there. And we get the Gagazan. This enemy is probably the hardest enemy here. Oh yeah. Still, you know, a couple attacks should kill him. But a lot of people like to use this guy for a certain leveling trick, if you know what I mean. Apparently he can cause disease. I don't know too many status effects enemies cause because they all die usually in one hit. But whatever. Yeah, they drop medicines. Those Sturge enemies that we haven't encountered, the bats, they drop heal berries, so that can be pretty useful. Heal berries restore 500 HP, I believe. Get another one right there. I'll go over the Gagazan leveling trick later. I don't really like using that enemy for that, but I'll get into that later. Now these restore 1 HP. Ashley's HP is at 40, step into 1, 41. I hardly pay attention to them. There's bigger ones that restore, I think 100 HP, but whatever. That guy, well, he tells you that to take it slow because, well, I'll show you. That'll happen. There's set ones that are set to fall, but you can kind of tell. You see how the texture is different on that one? That's because it's going to fall if you get too close. But we want to go down here first. I guess that's north. And we get a bullet load that reloads the ammo for Ashley's arms. Also another character's arms. I've actually never used that item. I don't know why. It's a really good item, but probably because I always fall for that one. I don't know why. Probably because they're just so rare that it's like you don't like to use them. Same with games with really rare elixirs. Unlike Chrono Trigger, freaking gives you an elixir every 5 minutes. I had 30 of those things by the end of that game. It's freaking ridiculous. Let's go down here and go around. Head over to the left, because that one falls, yeah. And that's no good. Let's go over here. And just fall down. This guy also heals you. That's awfully nice. And this is a save point. So the save point is a giant floating stone. Okay, game. Whatever. Now, an interesting thing about this game, when you save your game, and you hit no, that you don't want to continue, you're treated to another cinematic, which I'll show off right now. I'll shut up during it. Looks kind of like that girl on the character select screen, but oh well. I'll just reload my game and meet you back where I was. Okay, here we are. That opening plays every time you load your game, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of cool, actually. I think that it's an awesome opening, just because of the music. Now, I originally thought this was the only room you could encounter Gagazans in, but no, I was wrong. Never encountered those Sturge enemies, huh? Oh well. Don't go that way. We want to go up here. and take the upper path, because what would have happened is you would have encountered one of those falling platforms, and that would have not been good. Now, when you just want to turn, hold the R2 button, and you can turn in place with the D-pad. That way you don't have to turn while moving, which is kind of cool. It's a useful feature.